In this video, we're sharing the habits you need to break in order to overcome your PCOS. Hello and welcome back to Stronger Than PCOS. On this channel, we overcome PCOS one positive thought at a time. I'm Hannah and I'm so grateful you're here joining me today on the habits you need to break in order to overcome your PCOS. I myself had all of these habits in my life, and once I broke them one by one, my life transformed, my health transformed, and my PCOS finally was able to heal. And all of my symptoms went away. So let's just get right into this video. Be sure to stay tuned to the end for a bonus tip of something that really helped me break through my battle with PCOS as far as mental and physical challenges went. Okay, so first habit you must break in order to overcome your PCOS is staying up late. I was the type, I would love to stay up to midnight to 1. Heck, one time in my life, I was staying up till about 4 in the morning, which is so incredibly bad for your health, for your hormones, for your mental clarity. You need to be sure to getting to bed on time, and depending on what that time is, depends on what time in the morning you need to get up and get ready by. Sleep is so vital for our physical health, for our mental health, and for our hormonal health. So be sure you are getting to bed at a decent time and you are getting enough sleep in the night. Each person kind of requires a different amount of sleep to function correctly. I myself need at least 8.5 hours of sleep to sometimes 9, depending on what I did that day, depending on how my son was sleeping. So you find your hours that work for you, but be sure you are getting enough sleep and you're not staying up late. Your body likes sleep, it needs sleep. Next is another one that I think I was doing this my whole life, and that was eating right before I went to bed. And I will say that I still healed my PCOS with this being part of my life, because I've just always been the type to love a snack right before I went to bed. However, when I finally broke this habit, I felt so much better. I felt so much more energized, and I could tell my mental health was better too. Instead of your body having to focus on digestion while it sleeps, it can focus on repairing and balancing what it needs to balance. So give your body a break and don't eat before you go to bed. In fact, I like it to kind of make a rule. Right after I eat dinner, I eat first off. Make a note, you want to eat until you're completely full and satisfied. And after that, I go and I brush my teeth. So this kind of stops me from even wanting to eat right before bed, because I have this clean mouth, and I don't feel like going through the hassle of having to brush again. So be sure to kick the habit of eating right before you go to bed. Next is over-exercising. Probably most of my life, I thought exercise was the key to everything. I thought exercise could heal anything. It could help you stay healthy. But in all honesty, I was over-exercising. I was working out probably 5 to 6 times, maybe even sometimes a week, plus having a hard labor job, and this was never giving my body enough time to rest and repair itself. And especially with PCOS, your testosterone levels are higher, and the more you exercise, the more those testosterone levels rise. And also, again, going back, your body is having to constantly heal those muscles and repair, instead of being able to focus on your body and repairing itself. So be sure you're not over-exercising. You want to break that habit immediately. And even if you really enjoy exercise, you can still exercise, just make it a lighter exercise. Or while you're in your PCOS healing journey, just take a break and do exercises that aren't so intense, where you're dripping sweat, or these new HIIT workouts. You really want to, high intensity workouts, by the way. I don't want to be like throwing out stuff there and people be like, HIIT workout, what? You want to avoid those, especially if you're trying to heal. This is a time of rest and nourishing when you are overcoming PCOS. Keep that in mind. Yes, stay active, go for walks, do some Pilates, yoga, meditation, do stuff that helps you physically and mentally, but don't strain your body. Next is eating crap foods. I know you're probably so surprised by this tip, but specifically processed sugars. I was a sugar-aholic, and I'm talking processed sugars. So processed foods like cakes and brownies and cookies and ice cream, all the stuff that you buy at the store, which, by the way, there's healthy alternatives to all of that you can make at home quite easily. But that is just wreaking havoc on your hormones, your pancreas, your liver, your insulin levels, and your PCOS. So if I give you any tip to follow, ditch the processed sugars. My skin changed immediately after ditching processed sugar. I had hyperpigmentation, it healed. My chin acne healed. Everything just I started to just feel awake and better once I gave up processed sugar and even just processed food in general. But don't want to overwhelm you and say, give up all this, and have you feel like you're overwhelmed and you're like, wow, I have all these habits going on in my life. Just take them one at a time and work on each one. And I recommend cutting out processed sugar first, and also dairy foods as well, because those are just pumping in excess hormones into your body, even if they are organic. So next is negative thinking. I know you all are so surprised that I'm bringing this up, but negative thinking held me back in my journey for so long. From comparing myself to others that I strive to be like, whether they were fit, whether they were pregnant, whether they were fertile, whether they had glowing skin, whether they had amazing bodies, whether they were beautiful. Comparing myself to them always put me in this crap mood to where I couldn't focus on myself and who I was and who I should be proud and happy of the assets that I bring into life. So you have to stop comparing yourself to others. You have to stop focusing on your symptoms. I would, look in the mirror and all I could see were these PCOS symptoms that were holding me back in life. And instead of looking at what I truly loved about myself. So stop focusing on those symptoms. Start thinking about where you're going to be once you start this health journey. You're going to transform. This is a growing. Everything that puts you down is just there to help you grow. So realize that you are going to be even stronger once you come out of this journey. And another big one was pitying myself. I pitied myself for so long. And just like, why me? Why can't I feel like a woman? Why can't I be pregnant? Why can't I be pretty? Why do I have to have thin hair all of a sudden? Why do I have to have acne? Why do I have to have all this? Just why me? Once I ditched that, because that's not getting me anywhere, saying why, instead of I should have been saying, what can I do about this? What changes do I need to make in my life to change this and reverse this and live the best version of myself and the best version of my life? And once I ditch that negative thinking, now granted, keep in mind, this is still a process. You're always going to be in a process of bettering yourself. You're not just going to be positive days all the time, 100%, 365 days a year. That's not how it works. But it has drastically changed for me once I've put in an effort and been conscious of my thoughts. That brings me to another point having to do with negative thinking, and that is avoiding social media. Social media is a time suck. It does not engage our minds. I mean, not some of it, most of it doesn't, you get me? And it holds us back from living life and being in reality and soaking up every moment of this life that we have. So really try to avoid social media. I make it a point to only allow myself on social media about once or twice a day and certain amounts of minutes. So if you're just used to being on a lot, just start small and start incorporating like a certain time you can only be on it, or certain things you can read on social media, because social media can affect your mood and can affect your mental health, and your mental health affects your physical health, so ditch it. Okay, that brings me to my last point, which is stressing over things you can't control. For so long, I tried to take control of every aspect of PCOS, for every aspect of my life. And once I took a step back and was like, look, this is what I can do. I will focus on doing this and, being conscious of my thoughts, and all of these symptoms, as far as how much time it will take me to heal is all out of my control. All I can do is the best I can do and let the rest go. And that helped my stress levels so much. And even now I have to remind myself, like I said, this is all a process. Don't think that when you see people healed, fit, or in a spot in life that you want to be in, that they just are always there. No, people are forever changing, forever moving, and forever trying to build on themselves. So just be sure that's what you're doing. You're always bettering yourself. You're thinking positive thoughts. You're saying positive things to yourself, because ultimately you only have yourself. Alright, y'all, I hope this video helped you. Let me know down in the comments below which ones that you feel like you really need to work on, or some that you hadn't thought of or didn't realize you were even doing. Let me know down below. And also, like always, type in stronger than PCOS. Type I am stronger than PCOS in the comments below, because you are. You are worthy, you are beautiful, you are strong, and you are way stronger than PCOS, girl. You've got this. You're on your healing journey already by watching this video. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next week.